Hello, hello. All right, today we're going to talk about the question I often hear on the interwebs. Why is this weight management thing? Why is weight loss so hard, right? This general question. And I'm going to kind of really high level go over a couple things I think that seemingly make it difficult and then what you can do to make it less difficult. So one of the things is if you live in the US, you are bombarded with highly palatable food, easy to acquire. You can easily go to any 7-Eleven and eat a week's worth of calories in a couple bags or packages, right? So we have an overabundance of calories, very palatable, designed to be high calorie foods. But what I see as a coach and what I just shared in the community is I look at your weight problem, quote unquote, the weight you want to lose, the weight you want to get off, whatever. I look at that as like a lake. Okay, so it's a lake, a body of water. And into that lake flow all these rivers, okay? And what people want it to be is really simple. They want it to be, okay, I just eat less calories, then I burn each day so I can lose weight. And it is a simple process. It really is. But what I see as a coach is all those rivers that feed into the lake represent different areas of your life that are unmanaged. For example, you hate your job. You're stressed every day. You allow your phone to ring all weekend without putting any boundaries in and then resent your boss for doing it. Or, you feel like you're put upon at work and you can't get your job done because your phone's constantly ringing and you haven't taken the time to put a message saying, I'll get back to you between 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. You're not kind of pushing back and putting boundaries in, and people are overstepping them, creating all these problems. So now you want to leave your job, right? So you come home every day and you eat to self-soothe, because another river for many people is not having any joy in their life other than food. They won't give themselves permission to do Candy Crush on their phone, to, do a crossword puzzle, to sit down and read their favorite book. They're always like, I got too much to get done. I can't take a break. I can't rest. I can't have fun. So far we looked at just two rivers: dissatisfaction with job, lack of other joy in your life other than food. One can be familial problems where you've got family members that don't respect what you say or overstep their boundaries, and it causes resentment and, again, eating behaviors. So the way I view it as a coach is anything that eventually leads you to overeating, to using food to self-soothe, comfort, check out. It's usually like a big blinking yellow yield light or warning light saying, something in your life needs to be overhauled. And we don't see that by ourselves. It really almost requires the assistance of a coach or somebody else to point it out to you. You just see yourself overeating. You don't like the fact you're overeating, but you never maybe ask yourself why. And even if you know it's stress from my job, okay, but then what are you going to do about it? Because you coming home 5 nights a week overeating because you have all this stress at your job and the way you're thinking about it really is upsetting you isn't going to work long term if you want to manage your weight, right? So all these rivers that flow into the lake of weight management have to kind of be addressed. These are all your lifestyle stuff that's going on. If you just had a major thing happen, you had a baby, you get married, you get divorced, all those big lifestyle changes can lead to a change in weight. So what I see as a coach is I'm really not looking at the weight problem, like just let's set calories and go for calories. I'm like, okay, why did we overeat here? What happened here? So we can start to figure out what rivers to attend to. So in my way of thinking, the reason weight management is hard is not because people don't get it. It's not because it's a complicated process. It's because it's so interwoven, so many crisscross wires that have to be pulled on and untangled. And I can coach somebody 6 months to a year and see huge progress, but that's with us both working on it together, right? So what you may want to start to do is ask yourself, okay, Heather just threw this on me. Let me think about this. Where are the areas in my life that tend to lead me to overeating? Am I staying up too late at night? Is my thing late night eating? Well, why am I staying up too late at night? Maybe I have young kids and I say this is my only time to myself. Or maybe I'm super busy at work all day and I think this is, when I get my downtime or whatever. Okay, well, question that story and start to refigure your life. It might mean you need to take breaks through the day, take a break from your job, ask somebody to come babysit your kid so you can have some time to yourself so you're not trying to stay up late all night, right? It kind of requires a refiguration of your life, giving yourself permission to do things maybe you've not done before, maybe coming up with new creative ideas that you've not had before on how to build different things in so then you're not staying up late at night and overeating. So each person's different, but you could probably start to figure out what rivers are feeding your lake. And then maybe sit down, if you can't get a coach, which if you want to coach with me, that's totally fine. There's a form on my website for one-on-one coaching. But if you have a friend that you could even just talk to and say, hey, I think these areas of my life need some tending to. How do you do this? Like, you could even just start a conversation, right? Like, ask other people what they do, or ask them if they have any ideas that maybe you guys, because just sometimes putting two brains together and focusing on a problem can be super helpful. So that's kind of it. I don't think weight loss is difficult because it's a complicated process. I think for a lot of people, they just don't realize how much this one issue ripples out into other areas of their life, and that those other areas are contributors to the weight problem. So I hope this message helps. I hope it gives you a little bit more guidance. And when people ask, well, what do you do in coaching? I seldom am talking to them about their food, other than where is the seeming problem? Like, why are we not getting into a calorie deficit? And by pulling those things apart, I find the rivers that run into their lake. And then those things we start to work on. So a lot of times I'm helping them find a new job, working on talking to mother-in-law, father-in-law, husband, kids. It's a lot of these social things because we eat at least 3 times a day, including special events and other things where food is around. So eating constantly is something we are capable of doing. It requires a lot of thought and intention to rebuild your life so that way you can support the new eating patterns you want. All right, guys, I hope this helps. I will talk to you soon.